Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Waifu Wars podcast. I am Uzaki's dad's chair. Doobie
And I am Atomic, aka Soberonique.
doo. Welcome back to Waifu Wars, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb, but not your waifu because she is trash. And you know what? That's the law because today is my birthday.
Hey, happy B-Day, Drew.
Yay. I'm happy. I'm just tired. Last night was it was a relatively good time. Had a good time. We were on stream. We went to Hibachi, had some drinks, then went to stream, more drinks, then edible, and then yeah, it was great. Crossfaded as fuck, and I was feeling fantastic.
Yep, it was a good night.
It was a very fun night. The music, usually sometimes I feel type of way on my birthday for birthday streams because I feel like some people play this music that's not for my taste, which normally I wouldn't care, but it's my birthday, so I'm like, of course I care. But I don't know. Yesterday, the music was giving me my life. I
Yeah,
was having
chat
a
stepped
really good
up.
time,
They were like, we know what Drew likes and we're going to play it. I don't think we
and
had
it
like
was
any
all
meme songs or anything.
right, and it was really oh, that makes me sad. I would have if if I was a little more sober, I would have played Beast. I would remember to play Beast Cock. But yeah, we had a good time, and now we're going to end up my birthday doing what I love most, which is this podcast. And we are going to start as always. Oh, by the way, yeah, we're also on like time restraints because I also took another edible. So I'm just like, oh, we have to get through this, but I'm still sober.
And also, I work tomorrow, so yay.
Also that. So yes. Anyways, we're gonna get started with our news segment this week in anime. Oh, and I'm gonna let you go first.
So, on my side of the woods, I got some fun news since Halloween just passed. Megan the Stallion actually cosplayed as Mirko from Hero Academia for Halloween. She looks great in her cosplay, obviously. Um I just love it whenever like celebrities get in on their weeb side.
Mm-hmm.
But the
That's
interesting thing about this in particular is the assistant to the mangaka for Hero Academia is actually a big Megan Thee Stallion fan and models a lot of Miracle's art uh, based on Megan Thee Stallion. Like he
yes.
uses her as a model and like copies her poses and stuff.
Which is so like, oh, that's such an awesome moment, like full circle moment.
It all comes full circle. So it's not only do you get the niceness of seeing like a weeb, the weeb side of a major celebrity, but you get to see the fact that American Western culture kind of blending with Japanese culture in a nice way.
Exactly. So that being said, Yahoos can't say no shit. I don't want to hear anyone saying anything bad about Meg the Stallion.
Exactly.
Okay, she is our fellow weeb, which she made it very clear from day one. She
Mhm.
never really hid it.
Mhm.
Like this is not news to any. Well,
It's news to people who do not follow Megan Thee Stallion like me.
I feel like it's yeah, I feel like it's news to you. I said it's not news to anyone. I was like, oh no, I feel like it's news to Oni.
It's
It's not
news
news
to
to most
most anime
people.
fans.
I That's a stretch. But
Mm.
that is a stretch. No, because it's not even the first time she did cosplay. I think it just news to you, Mr. Boomer.
I don't think
Mm.
so.
Yeah, okay. Well, Oni tries to dodge the fact that he is old, just like me. I didn't pull up on the website, but this was taken from the Anime NYC website. Um, Essentially, we found out. Actually, let's take a step further back. So, in a way to like kind of make sure people aren't waiting on lines for stuff, and people, it doesn't turn to like just one giant line con. And people aren't getting shafted. They decided, hey guys, at this certain time, you can reserve seats for said events at this time, this day at this time. I think it was last
It was
week.
like Wednesday at 6.
No, it was Tuesday. No, it was
Was it
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
It was Tuesday, November 1st.
Okay, so then yeah.
Yeah, for I forget which specific event it was for, but Wednesday was for like everything else.
Mm.
Um, so Tuesday came. Okay, by everyone I mean to everyone that's not me, because only had to remind me. And mind you, I set a reminder and everything, and then I was talking to my friend, and I had to stream, so I just got really distracted. But none of that mattered because the crash site, the site crashed. Excuse me, I flipped the words. The site crashed. Too many people were trying to do it at once. And they said, okay, we're gonna try to do this at another time. We were like, okay, it didn't work. I'm giving them some grace because I get it. It's a lot of people trying to do the same thing on the same site. It's gonna crash it. Okay. Here's what they decided to do. This is reading from the website. Or so I'm assuming it's the website. Like the font matches the website. New for 2022, Anime NYC will be holding panel lotteries for all panels in the special events hall, panel room 1, and select panel room 2 and 4 sessions. The panel lottery starts at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, November 9th, and ends at 11:59 p.m. Eastern on Friday, November 11th. So they decided, fuck it, everything's RNG.
How fitting for the FGO panel.
Right, a true luck of the gotcha. As this I say, Anime NYC. I, it's like we were off to such a good start, kind of, when you were like, "Hey, we're gonna downsize everything because everything was too wild last year." And even though that meant the vegan badges were sold instantly, I was okay with that because I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, it's for a much safer, much more calmer experience.
Mm-hmm.
Which is even more important to someone like me now that I hurt my foot, and you know, just walking around is going to be a challenge. So I'm okay with that. Panel lotteries. I think that's where I got lost. This is where y'all lose me. Cause well, I feel like I feel like there is just a better way to do this. Besides, I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel about them doing the RNG for panels?
I don't like it. I mean, I think I've been to events I've done it before, but it's just kind of like I feel like it makes no one happy because a lot of the people who are going to apply are just going to apply for every panel and see what they get into. So what you're going to end up having is people who get into panels they don't even want. So then other
Mhm.
people won't get the space. It's going to end up creating more of a problem because, like, let's put it this way: if you're gonna do a lotto, then what? And there's no drawback to entering as many lottos for the different panels as possible. Everyone's just going to apply for every panel, see what they get into, and they're still going to like base their schedule off of that. So if there's a panel that they get into and they don't care about it and they don't show up, then that's kind of almost like taking a spot from someone because they have to pre-allocate spots and stuff. So
Right.
it just creates a messier schedule in the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm old school. I like just having people line up. That's it.
I'm fine. I was fine with the reservations.
But
I'm
my thing with
okay.
reservations is that I hate reservations too because like I don't like
Right.
waiting on
It's like the
lines
it's
on
like
a virtual line.
I I'm not against the. I don't know when the lines became such an issue.
Mhm.
Uh, like the only line that was bad last year was the literal line to get inside. You just take care of that one. I don't know why. I feel like there's some events that this would make sense,
Mhm.
but like reserving rooms would make sense.
Right.
I But like very specific events, probably events where I would say events where you have to pay for them. Maybe I think then that should require reservation. Everything else should be fair game.
Yeah.
Uh, cause now what I feel like we have to do, I feel like we have to email the people and be like, hey, so if we have to do like our little like press plea, like, so can we just like get guaranteed seats into the FGO panel? Because like, I don't know, I personally don't feel like being shut out of the FGO panel for a second year in a row.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Although FGO's taking the FGO panel's gonna be in the big area, like the biggest room, I think. So it's like, man, we would have to be really unlucky not to get seats into that panel.
And the way I'm not willing to take that risk.
I know.
So yeah, we're still going to draft a strongly worded email and be like, "Hey guys,
I
now
don't
that
think I
everything's
I don't
changed,
think
right?
that'll work because it specifically says on the website it doesn't matter what your status is, you can't.
It really doesn't say regardless.
It says it when you apply for press passes. Press passes don't give what you call it priority
Oh,
for panels or anything.
shit, that
So
is,
no, we cannot pull rank for panels.
and that's so crazy because like,
You don't have press privilege, Drew.
so, but how's that fair when we don't have when we don't have like that? I would have been fine with that logic, even with the room reservations, because ultimately we just have to line up virtually. But that's just like our due diligence as content creators.
Mm.
That's one thing. It's another thing where it's like, oh, it's all RNG. Like, and no tea, no shade, that one 17-year-old who just, you know, got his I don't know, MP 20 OG saver. I'm just throwing out random shit. I just don't. I feel like, oh, it's just kind of not fair if he's just like, oh, I got one, but us who like our content for your thing, for your whole convention. This is a huge part of it. This is who we are as content creators. And now you're saying our work is going to be like can't be able to do our shit, but this guy gets to go. Like that's why I mean. It's not even because like, oh, if it was like, well, Joe Schmo lined up, a year ahead, then I can't complain. Because then he was just had better diligence. He was just more diligent than us. But I don't know.
No, that's why I said I like lines better than virtual signups and virtual lotteries and shit. Like at least like if it's like, yeah, it's gonna suck that there's a big line or whatever and that you have to line up like
An
early,
hour
an
plus.
hour early. But you know what? At least for most things, for like 99% of the panels, lining up an hour and a half early is good enough to get in, even for the biggest ones.
Yeah, that you
So at least
usually
I can plan around it. It's like, all right, well, listen, I just have to
exactly.
be there for an hour and a half.
And right, and then once you like do all your walking and da da da, that's like usually most people's time, like where they just like sit down,
Yeah, and you can
relax.
unwind and stuff.
Yeah, but
Plus, it's good for
um,
meeting people too. But yeah, no.
exactly. So this is I don't know. This is wild to me. This is very wild to me. I would not. Ugh. Not their best decision. I'm just like, ugh,
Yeah, we see that
I
now.
don't
But
know.
we'll watch us all get into the panel, and they're gonna be like, "Well, this was a great decision by
No,
NYC."
I'll still stand by what I said. It still wasn't a great decision. I'll just be thankful that we got in. And I feel like I'll be extra hurt because it's in the main hall. So I know it's giving 2019.
Mm-hmm.
status. That legendary FGO panel.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna probably have like overseas voice actors come over and stuff.
Exactly. So I'm just like, yo, we have to get in.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We're gonna do it the good old fashioned. I'm still gonna send that email. I'm because I feel like there can't be no way they'd be like, well, press past people, you just eat shit. Like,
I
even though you're
mean,
doing,
they kind
they
of
could,
explicitly
they
say that.
I know, but that was before. That was before they had a rule that contradicted whatever the fuck is going on. That's a contradict. Can we at least agree that's a contradictory rule? Because that it's
Nah,
like
I
it's like
think
it's working
you're
against
trying to
us.
use your press entitlement right now. True.
I
at,
really am
at
not.
the end of the day, we're still just regular Congoers, so we have to abide by whatever stupid, dumb lotto system they have.
I don't know. When we're not regular. We're regular adjacent, but we're not
Mm.
regular. You literally have to put out content for this.
So it's not
So
like you're not a voice actor going to that. Let's put it that way.
no, yes, we're not professional going. I get it, but that's my point. The whole reason why we have these first badges is to make content of this. So you're gatekeeping the things that we make content on. But that's the whole point of you giving us these badges. It's literally like you're it's fighting the whole. It's like you're fighting the whole process.
Well, let's put it
Why
this
give
way:
us these?
let's wait to see what the results of the lottery are, and then we can attack them.
Nah, I'm just saying in general, this makes no sense. Like even we're taking us out of it. That's like my personal thing about it that I don't like. But taking that out of it, it's still kind of wild. And yeah, oh man, they're gonna get dragged, and I feel bad because I don't want them to suck. I love Anime NYC. I don't want it to be, you know, I want it to be good. I just want it to be good. So yeah, we'll see where the chips falls, I guess, and let's see how this happens once the raffles go up.
Mm-hmm. For all we know,
Um,
they could fail the raffles, and we'll have a different fucking different method next week.
yeah, yeah,
We tried doing
absolutely.
raffles, but then the raffle machine broke. So
Um, so yeah, we're gonna. Oh, I feel like some people are gonna do a group code thing, which is interesting. So, um, it says here if you use a group code and you enter with multiple people, so essentially groups of four can enter together, and their chances of winning go up by four. And if one of them wins, they all win.
is this some kind of like game show? What the hell? Why do you have
Right.
these?
Listen, and I bet you now everyone's gonna be like scrambling together. No, let's form groups of 20 or some shit. So yeah,
Well, like I said,
we'll see
it's just
how
gonna
it
make
goes.
the thing messier. I don't like lotteries.
Right, exactly. I feel like they tried really hard. Like, so this feels like like a rule in an anime, and I feel like potentially it's going to blow back. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my news slash filler arc for the podcast because I literally just want to talk about that and be like, what? But now that we are done with our news, it's time for our weekly reviews, and we're gonna start off with Chainsaw Man episode 4. Uh,
This is my episode of the
I
week.
feel like it's giving episode of the week. I think for me, um,
Let me
I
think.
can't think of anything else that beat it. Yeah,
Mm,
it
yeah, this
gets
episode of the week for me. Yeah.
it gets it.
Mm.
Um, Excuse me. So what's the one thing that's worse than one devil, Oni?
Two devils?
Yes, and poor Denji had to find that out this episode. Because apparently, the girlfriend of the bat demon showed up, aka the worm demon.
I don't even want to think about how they fucked, but you know.
Oh my god, I also don't. I was. Ugh.
It
It was a tapeworm. It wasn't just a worm demon. I think it
was
was
a
like a
leech.
tapeworm leech. Excuse me.
Mm.
There you go. Leech demon. Um, and oh my god. First of all, that the design is so
Yeah,
crazy disgusting
super
in a
unsettling.
yeah, in a really good way. I loved her, and she was so fun. She was a really fun monster.
Mm-hmm.
Her with her udders.
Her nipple freaking udders.
Right. She was like, "Hey, the bat bat guy was my man," and then she went on this random tangent, being like, "Oh yeah, we just had one simple dream of killing and eating humans. It was noble and and wonderful," and I'm just like, "All right."
Life was good back then.
Yeah, it was very silly, and then he actually and this part I feel like this anime, unlike another anime that we're gonna bring up, does such a good job with humor
I feel
because
like every time we
and
do one of these snipes, it's always towards the same anime.
it is. Uh, but yeah, Denji's like, Hey, why is everyone hating on my dream? You guys have such big dreams, and all I want to do is touch boobs, but you guys make fun of me for my dreams. Screw you guys." And I'm just yeah, that's Denji.
Yeah, like I said, how direct Denji is. Like,
Mhm.
relatably just simple. Like, he's stupid and simple minded, but very in a way that relates to everyone. In the inner simplicity that we all have. Like, even when he came back when Power woke up and she was like, "Why'd you save me?" He's like, your boobs. That's why.
He didn't even say it. He
He just
pointed at her
pointed
breast
at
and then made like this weird
her.
hand motion movements.
Oh.
The fight scene was good.
Oh yeah, it was really well
Um,
animated. Of
I will
course.
say, and I'm going to bring this up again. There's one moment,
Mhm.
it was my episode of the week. I will nitpick. I will say, like, there are like a few shots where like Denji's running animation felt kind of it. It felt it almost felt like Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I know what you mean because
Like
they.
the running animation was not it didn't make sense. Like, you could see the legs running, but it looked like he was gliding. Like, it didn't look like he was actually running. It looked like he was, like, kinda, like, doing the running animation, but he was, like,
Yeah, because
floating.
it was like some weird transition where it was like it looked like the background was sliding or something, but
Yeah,
yeah,
and
but
it was
underneath
like
his
everything was
feet.
sliding, including him while he was running, and I was
Yeah.
like, "That?" I was like, "Hold up,
But then
that's
that's what
weird."
makes me think it was maybe intentional. I don't know. If it was unintentional, that's a really weird unintentional glitch in the system.
I feel like it was just probably an artistic decision, I
Probably.
guess.
But yeah, it
Um,
did also catch my eye too. I'm like, that's kind of.
yeah, it was just a little awkward.
Mm.
Once I caught it and I saw it, like, for a couple of seconds, I'm just like, "This is we why is he not running properly?" But like I said, a mere nitpick.
Hmm.
Everything else was really awesome. And just when whatchamacallit, Denji is about to literally die, like, you see his eye popping out of his socket from the trauma, which is wild. Um, he gets saved by Hayasaka. as I like this giant some of this giant fox demon just like chomp, just takes a bite.
Super OP.
Yeah. And that was the end of the leech demon. Or devil.
Rip.
Yeah, that's
Rest
okay.
in
She can die.
peace.
No, or don't. I don't care. She's creepy.
She's the best villain we've had up until now. There's still many more to go, hopefully.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. Denji wakes up in the hospital, fully healed, and Hayakawa's like, "Hey, from just from the general evidence, it looks like Homegirl's trying to kill you." Denji denies it. 'Cause I guess, well, I assume he just wants to fondle her breast at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's like her only reason for letting her live.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Nope, nothing happened." Da da da. And then Hayakawa basically uses that moment to as a moment of like blackmail, being like, you know what, just shut up and do as I say. Like, and nothing will happen to her or you. And then she's like, cool. So another uh, you know, display of power manipulation, which I'm clearly seeing as a huge a huge theme, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I was
That
gonna say
way,
undertone. I'm like, it's kind of over
right?
at this point.
It's
They
over
all
for
just
this
manipulate each other. It's like a
exactly.
hierarchy. I like that a lot because it's like a hierarchy of manipulation. First off,
Right,
Makima has different ways of manipulating all three of them because she
right.
manipulates Denji through sex, manipulates power through fear for some reason. I don't know
Oh god.
how.
Oh, and that's like my favorite one.
Yeah, and then now we see she manipulates what's his face, Hayaka, through just like praise and like appealing to his ego, like, oh, you're the only one who can do this. You're such a you're
Putting
like a whole
in, yeah,
contain these two and hold them down.
yeah, and also, like in parentheses, sex, like,
Yeah,
'cause
it
he's
all
clear,
comes back to sex.
except for Pao.
Ah.
Oh my god, if it was somehow sex, that would be I would only respect Mishima more somehow.
But yeah,
Um,
and then of course, power also manipulates Denji through. A lot
oh,
of everyone manipulates Denji through sex,
yeah, Denji's at the bottom of the
except the
manipulation.
guy who manipulates Denji through food. So.
Yeah, Denji just gets manipulated all the way at the bottom of the manipulation pole.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, and then so the next scene after the hospitals, uh, it shows Hayakawa just like going through his morning, and it is like really beautiful like so well animated.
They spent more time animating that than they spent on the leech demon fight.
I at this point, I think that might be
Maybe
true.
that's why they had the weird running animation. Like, we had to cut
I'll try
from
not to
that.
say that.
Yeah.
I'll try not to say that.
We had to put more detail on the
I was trying
coffee
not
fucking
to
pouring.
say that, but I was definitely thinking it. Um, and then Power shows up, and immediately everything gets kind of thrown into chaos, which doesn't hate. I'm sorry, doesn't make me like her more, and I really didn't like her to begin with. It kind of just makes me like she's a fun character, but it's just like ooh, on a personal level, I generally
What
dislike.
don't you like about her? She's
I somehow
adorable.
like you less. Exactly. She's a girl who doesn't flush her toilet or showers, as you saw. And that little back and forth where they're both like yelling at her to like flush or to shower. Even in those moments, it was still great animation. Like the Hay- Hayakawa just kind of like shaking his head back and forth as he talks, and the same
Mhm.
thing for Denji. Just very like their whole bodies, and you can see the disgust through their whole body as they're talking. It's very animated.
Right.
You
Yeah.
the simple scene of them being of being of them being disapproving. So I thought that was really, once again, just really good. It just puts me in the scene even more.
Mm-hmm.
And then the episode ends where uh then while Denji's cleaning up Power's shit,
Literally.
literally, Power comes in. She's like, "Oh, time to fondle my breast," and drags Denji into the bathroom, shuts it, and I love the music change. They're just in a very calls it, in a very sexual way. They're like, "Oh my god, we're changing the set of the tone."
Yeah, 70s
It's very,
porn music.
very obvious. And she's like, "Yes, you can grope my titties," and then, I hate how that was a cliffhanger. I'm about to grope her
They
breast.
better show it. I hate that it's a cliffhanger because it makes me believe that they're not, and something like this asshole's gonna walk in on them and be like, "Hey, get out of my bathroom" or some shit.
Oh my god, because I don't care about ecchi stuff like that, it'd be really funny if he got cucked again
He
somehow.
better not. Also, as someone who lived with two other roommates in an apartment, I must say having one bathroom, having one bathroom between the three of them must be hell. Or maybe not, because I guess Power doesn't use it all that much. So
That doesn't no. It's
and
still bad. Still bad.
I like
And mhm.
I like that Denji proves the idiom that no matter how disgusting a girl may be, it doesn't matter if you can touch the tits, it's worth it.
Mm-mm, no, us gays have, well, honestly, it depends on the man, how much they'll be willing to deal with another man's stank,
Listen, depending on
essentially.
how beautiful you are, people will put up with a lot of shit. Literally, in Power's case,
Yeah. I think I went through that phase a while back, and I'm on the other side, so I'm happy for myself that I don't have to do whatever he's doing, 'cause, uh, ugh, like,
listen,
you like, in one
it's
phase,
not a
you went from
phase. It's just you haven't seen someone that beautiful yet, or you
I've
haven't
seen
had
a
a
lot
chance with
of
somebody
beautiful men.
beautiful enough yet,
Hello? I s I've seen a lot of beautiful
or
men,
lovely enough yet. Listen, at the end of the day,
and
there is going to be a person who
I
you will like take their shit for.
all I'm gonna say is that
Or are you really gonna say if some hot supermodel guy showed up, you'd be like, I'm not lowering myself to wiping your shit to be with you.
unless he's my husband, no. Already my boyfriend, no. Absolutely not. What?
Mm.
No. Absolutely not.
Mm.
I would never. Not on
Mm.
your best day.
I'm gonna call the supermodels that I know, all the male
Go ahead.
supermodels,
Send them all to me.
and
Send them all at once.
all of them.
And I'm only saying that this is true because I'm not this might be a little TMI, but as a gay man, at one point you are literally going to deal with someone's shit. I have found my limit. And
Everyone has a
no one,
price.
no, nope, nope. There have
Everyone
been
has a price.
nope. I'm the price is you going and clean, getting in the shower and getting clean. Mm-mm. I've seen I have seen dirty booties. I have seen guys with uncut stuff who did not clean down there, and I'd be like, they'd be like, "Oh, well, why are you not paying? Like, basically, why are you not, giving head?" And I'm just like, "No, you need to clean." I'm
Well, that
like,
just
"That
means that they weren't attractive enough.
no, there was some of them were very attractive. I'm just not
Just not
putting
enough.
I'm not putting dick cheese in my mouth. Are you saying you saying you gonna eat some girls UTI if she's hot enough?
Depends. Is she hot enough?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, there's a theoretical limit. There's like, if we're gonna stretch this out as like a math equation, at a certain point, someone would be hot enough that you would do that. Yes.
You know what it is? You just have
There's
to
an infinite
experience.
spectrum of hotness. At a certain point, somebody would be so mind-numbingly attractive to you that you would literally do that for them. Yes.
You know what it is? You personally need to experience that, and then come to me and say if you would do it again, and then only then will I believe you. Only then will I
I'm
believe
just
you.
using my facts and logic.
When you swallow some chick's UTI, get sick yourself, spending days bedridden and throwing up, and if you can survive all of that,
if that chick is power, worth.
No, it's not, because you're a
Oh,
human
then
and
it's
she's an
not.
anime
Then you know
character.
what? Then it's not worth.
So you're saying I'm correct. There is no.
No, I'm saying that's the limit. It has to be somebody as attractive as power. There you go.
I don't know.
You asked me that. You asked me. You asked me for. Not that I've met.
Is there someone
Not that I've ever seen. Nope.
No one. Okay,
But I'm saying
cool.
theoretically.
Oh, nigga, unless
this whole argument is theoretical.
No, I'm talking about the real world, girl. Why would you talk about anime?
Because you can apply this logic to the real world. Theoretically, if I don't know, if some alien comes out and it's just like unspeakably beautiful by human standards somehow.
So if power was real and had UTI and did all that stuff, you'd be like, but you're hot, so sure.
Yeah, it's power.
Okay.
See, I'm honest with myself. I know what I will and will not do given the circumstances of the situations.
Okay, there's no anime. There's no anime, dude. Nope. Absolutely not.
I'm just speaking to human experience is all. You sound like those people who be like, I don't care how much money someone offered me, I would never do X, Y, and Z. Be like, yeah, no, you would. There is theoretically an amount of money you would be offered to do something.
No, see, the difference is talking about one is about sex, one is about money.
And both appeal to base human desires and needs.
I care more about one than the. There's a lot I'll be doing for money.
So if you were, let's say, locked in a room like for 10 years and didn't have any sex or anything and weren't allowed to touch stuff or anything, and then a supermodel came by, the hottest person you've ever seen, and said, if you clean my toilet, I'll have sex with as much sex with you as you want, you'd be like, no, my morals forbid me. Lock me back into the sanitation room for another 10 years.
I would literally have to negotiate. Because I'm not cleaning anyone's toilet.
Oh yeah, bullshit. Okay, next anime. Yeah, okay, Drew's bullshitting now.
I'm not. No,
I would never. I would be chased my entire life if it meant I didn't have to give in to my standards of blah 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 blah.
Wait, no. How long am I being deprived of sex?
10 years.
Okay, so yes, in a world.
Oh, whoa! Wait, so you're saying that there are situations where that would impact your decision making when it comes to sex, and that you just don't have a universal standard that is always the same?
Yeah, they're different things.
Oh, okay then.
But that was like that's like if a meteor is coming down and has a gun to my mouth. Once you start saying that, doesn't matter. Like, girl, you defeat your.
Extreme examples are what show when your arguments don't work. As it's the if your logic cannot hold up under extreme examples, then it's not a good logic. It's faulty.
Okay, let me rephrase. Under normal conditions where I'm just going from day to day, no, I would not readily clean someone's shit to have sex with them. Yes, if I was to praise like some for a whole decade, and then someone came in and the only thing they were offering me was sex, not a way out, not a phone to call someone to come rescue me or help me, and the only thing I get offered is sex. Yes, and this one very specific,
All I need to
unrealistic
do is prove the
example.
principle that you would, under certain circumstances, uh, give, I guess, weaken your moral high ground.
It's not even a moral high ground.
Yes,
I
it
just
is.
don't want. I just don't like. I just don't like clean people's shit. It's not
Neither do
moral.
I. But sometimes
It's
depending
not moral.
depending
It's
on
not
the
moral. I
situation,
feel
we
like
might have to do things
I'm
you
sorry
don't
that
like to
you.
get what we want.
I'm sorry that you feel below me somehow. That's not because that's not what I'm feeling about.
I just don't like fakers. I like
I'm not
honest.
fake. I'm not fake. I'm gonna say I'm not. For most people, in ordinary circumstances, I'm just not cleaning anyone's poop. I feel like that's a fair assessment. That's like a fair assessment. If someone as hot as power, or someone I would deem as hot as power, somehow magically came to life and was like, "Yeah, have sex with me. You just gotta clean my shitty toilet." I'm like, No, because like
I
I
don't
wouldn't
believe you.
want, because I wouldn't want to fuck you after that. Like because I'm like tied. I'm like I don't know.
I don't believe
I'm
you.
no my listen. My penis does not. Like after 10 to 15 minutes. Okay,
As
there's a
much as people do dumb shit for sex, I don't know. And it's a basic human instinct.
and I'm not
People
saying
will compromise their values and or
and
like
I'm not saying I
all that shit
haven't
for
done this
sex.
before. I'm not saying I haven't done this before. Yeah, no, I'm not saying I haven't done wild stuff for sex. I definitely 100% have.
Something as simple as
I'm just
cleaning a
saying
toilet, I wouldn't count as a wild thing.
what?
I wouldn't count something as simple as cleaning a toilet. That's the thing that gets me. It's not even like it's a huge. I'm not telling you to like
I mean, I've definitely
literally
done.
eat shit out of her ass or something.
I mean, I have done. I feel like I've done things that I would consider worse than just merely cleaning out a toilet. Not something worse than like something more disgusting, but definitely something worse. So yeah, it's not from a, oh my god, I'm too good for this, because I have done worse. I'm just saying because I have, I'm not super interested in doing the bad thing again that lead me to the sex. I'm like, I've done it. I've done that a few times. I'm not interested anymore. That is all I'm saying.
Mm,
I've done it a few times already. Nothing that I'm just saying the likelihood. The more stupid stuff you do, the likelihood that you're going to repeat it goes down.
and I
Just saying.
think that it's compromising yourself is just intrinsic to all humans. I don't think that there's any like paragon of virtue who is just like
You're
above.
right.
Like
Compromise
I will
is
choose not to do this stuff because.
Compromise is a thing. I would probably compromise something else a lot sooner. I'm just saying the poop thing, it's gonna take a lot for me to give into that. Like you said, it's gonna have to be some saw shit to get me to do that.
Yeah, he's
And
probably gonna,
if it's
show
gonna
up with
get
a
me
fucking reverse bear trap on it.
right, like if that point, if that's what makes me do it, I won't feel bad or ashamed. It's like you literally locked me in a place for like 10 years, and it's like, okay. So, uh, God, that was a fun but very pointless thought exercise.
Just like it should be. This is the philosophical questions that Chainsaw Man brings out of us.
All right, let's move on to Spy Family Part Two, Episode six. Yes.
Mhm.
Um. So basically, Anya's midterms are coming up, and Anya's not looking so good. She was really happy about her grade, and then it turned out she did not do well. The scene where Damien just looks at her, it's like, ugh. Like, no, not even. He like he's like all
He
smug
does
and
her
shows off his
smirk,
grade.
yeah, her smug
Shows,
smirk.
right. And yeah, and she was clearly devastated.
Piranha.
Yeah. And then we find out somehow that Anya can't cheat on the day of her midterms because apparently eclipses block her powers.
I mean, does the eclipse take place during the day?
It can.
Hmm.
It can if it's a solar eclipse, yes.
Oh.
That means it.
Seems
It
awfully coincidental. I feel like solar eclipses are not that common, but okay.
They're
I
not. We
didn't study
definitely
earth
had
science,
one.
but
We
you know.
definitely had one when wait, did you say earth science?
Yeah.
Isn't that more meteorology?
Man, it's under earth science.
Really?
Yeah. That's why we never learned it in school. Like
Fair
the
enough.
phases of the moon and stuff.
That's all under earth science?
You're
Oh my god, yo, I guess I didn't learn shit in earth science because I forgot what you talking. I know what you talking about. Wow, interesting. I mean, I get it makes sense, kind of. Just in my mind, earth science is like literally Earth.
I feel like it's because physics is too much other important shit to worry about than like the fucking tides and moon phases.
I mean, they're important. It's just we didn't learn them. We just didn't learn them. So yeah, in an attempt to help Anya study, they invite Yuri over for whatever reason. And my God, Yuri is such a dick. He's like
How
just the
dare you be in your house, Lloyd? The hell?
yeah. How dare you be in your house on your day off? Go to work on your day off. Like, what? Also, I feel bad for Anya having to hear him just talk shit about her. Like,
Mhm.
this ugly gremlin. I'm like, damn,
Like shit.
chill.
she's like 5. Calm down.
Right, it's one. I'm fine when he makes fun of Lloyd because whatever, but when he starts being mean to Anya, that's when I'm like,
Mm,
I don't like that. I don't like that. But Anya, of course, ends up using his syscon status to manipulate him into helping her
yes,
study.
very good on you.
Um, it doesn't work, but it makes for a very funny montage. I love when they by the time they're done, and he's like, "Oh, how's that for grammar?" And she's like, "I don't even know what grammar is." That was hilarious. And he's just like, "Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
go."
fuck this. This is not worth it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my god, yours cookies where he comes back and he's eats
Right? She's
them.
like, "Oh no, I didn't even get to have these cookies for your," and then he just runs all the way back, eats the cookies, runs away. You just hear him throw up in the background. The dog eats them too.
Poor-
I was like, no, barf.
no.
And then Lloyd comes in and you just see the dog lying on the floor.
Why is this dog dead?
Oh god, yeah. So that was really funny. A lot of funny moments. Um, so I said Twilight. Lloyd realizes that Anya's gonna horribly fail all these exams. So he decides to break into the safe and change the codes himself, which usually would have been easy, but another spy had a similar idea. Daybreak,
Yes.
aka the
Introducing the
opposite,
real greatest spy in all of
yes, the opposite of
in the
Twilight,
world.
decides to come and well, that he has actually um the same idea, changing people's grades, except he's trying to change Damien's grades and the grades of his brother so that they fail. And which is very interesting because it's like, ooh, like it's getting very political because why are they trying to
Yeah, who's out
fuck
there
over
trying to fuck over Damien?
right, like the politicians' kids? Like why? Hmm. However, getting to the safe is a whole different issue because this dumbass is just like there's no way he's a real spy.
I love the endless rolling. Like he doesn't even walk and he
Like,
just
he
rolls.
just rolls everywhere. Like, girl, I can't. Mm-mm. So yeah, he just rolls over. Um, I don't know why he does like some weird, uh, I don't know, some type of exercise thing where you hold yourself in midair
The
off
planking.
of a pole. I guess that's what planking is, and yeah, he does that, looking like a looking like a buff Dominican dude working out in the park. Of course, somehow the guards didn't notice him, and I first when they didn't notice him, I thought it was kind of like this scene from this web series I used to watch called The Most Popular Girls in High School, where like there's this girl, she has to like break into her old friend's room and steal something from her computer. So she like zip lines into the living room while her parents are like having this loud argument. And she like she does all this stupid Mission Impossible stuff, starts rolling on the pillow like an idiot, like awkwardly falls, worms away, and meanwhile the parents are completely oblivious, just fighting with each other. And later on the episode, Brittany's like, "Oh my god, what happened to my stuff? Oh, what happened, Mom? Do you know what happened?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, y- yeah, your friend. She like snuck. Yeah, she like came in and like went into your room." And she's like, "What? Really? Yeah. I don't know why she was doing some real weird shit, like just drop down and rolling around. Yeah, she's real fucking weird. Like, I thought it was gonna be one of those things where they saw clearly what he was doing,
And just
but they just let it
ignored
go.
him.
They're like, oh yeah, it's that guy. He just does this because I don't know his dad owns the building, but that wasn't the case. They just didn't see him. I don't know. It was very funny, to say the least.
I love the break in where Twilight's just like, how's he gonna get into this door? Is he gonna have to wait for some? And he just like breaks open a window mad loud and like unlocks the
He breaks it open. He's like,
door. Like,
oh my god, that was so funny. And then he's like, "Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna tell everyone about me and my great conquest." To the point where Lloyd interjects, he's like, "No, don't do that." When he was supposed to be knocked out. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe in some ways he truly is Lloyd's greatest match
yeah,
because he's so confident.
I really want more of him. I hope we get
Me
more
too.
of
I
him.
really I really hope he comes back because he
Hmm.
was funny. Oh man. It was a real fun episode.
Also, Yor had one line this episode, but it was a fucking beautiful line. She was just like seeing all of Anya's tests and was like, "Oh, Anya, you get if you add all your tests together, you get 100."
Yeah, they all equal over 100. That's right. Lloyd changed her answers just so she can barely pass. I guess to not
Like
draw too
make
much
it
attention.
suspicious. Like, oh
Yeah,
wow, you got your first, Anya. You got everything right.
right. And I think because Anya was gonna knew he was gonna take care of it,
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "All right," and they're gonna be happy that I passed and whatever. And of course, Lloyd was upset because they're still terrible grades.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was a very funny episode.
Yes.
Excuse me. All right, now I'm gonna move on to Golden Kamuy season 4, episode 6. Um,
I have to say, it's my least favorite episode of the new season so
yeah,
far.
agreed. It felt very fillery. Felt very random. The whole them filming is like I really wanted to like it.
I
It
did
was
too
it
because it
was
was mostly like a sleep episode, but I was like,
yeah. I
but
could tell it was not gonna be like super action packed because just from the fact they were like, oh well, we just have to stay in Toyohara until Tsurumi comes. I was like, oh
hmm.
shit.
But also it felt fillery.
No, yeah, right.
I feel like the movie filming scene went on too long. Like all
Mhm.
the multiple different stories and stuff that all involved just dicks.
Right. Like it dragged on a bit. And I feel like the only thing that was really worth paying attention to was when her parents came on screen.
Yeah, it was like
They
this whole
probably
episode was just building up to the last like 2 minutes of the.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Um, I feel like this episode, it was only palpable for like a filler episode because they still had a lot of the good old fashioned Golden Kamuy quirks.
Mhm.
Uh, Tsukihima dressed like a woman. I was gonna say Tsukihima in drag, but I feel like that'd be disrespectful to drag queens. Yeah, with his, I don't know why he gave him such big ass titties. My God. Um, Sirpa getting into the whole filming persona, like the director persona.
Mhm.
Um, whenever she's telling the story and Sugimoto just interjects, being like, "Oh my God, none of this makes sense. Why does this guy always die at the end of the story?"
Mhm.
It's just little things about that. The beginning of the story where what's his name? Chikapasi and the other guy, they meet with the other Ainu, makes a joke about um that guy having really big balls. Just very, very small things that's like, it's fine. She can stay.
Mhm.
I don't want 3 episodes like this. Like, let's not give it the Jashin Chen curse.
Yeah, no. Please God, no.
Let's not do that. Anything that stood out to you really this episode?
Not particularly. Um, yeah, not really. It was just an episode to me.
Yeah, agreed. I'm sure they're gonna bounce back. They're like, we need a
Yeah,
breather.
that means the next episode's gonna be wild.
Exactly. So that's usually how it works with Golden Kamui. So I cannot wait. All right. Up next we have Mighty Mashita
Oh, you skipped the
Iruma-kun.
show, by the way, before Golden Kamuy.
Oh, I did. I ooh, that's oh man. That just made my life so much harder. God damn it. I guess we're talking about My Hero Academia.
Yay!
Season 6, episode 6. So this episode, it's kind of just like more stuff is happening with like the overarching plot, essentially.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Shigaraki is awakened, both physically and figuratively. He's acclimated with all the quirks that he's gained from All for One.
Mm.
And All for One is also telling him, "Hey, hey, hey, this one for all person, you should do something about that." That I guess there's something about the quirks that they're very, excuse me, it's very much a Jedi versus Sith
Sith, yeah.
feeling. It's just like I can feel when the other one's around, kind of thing, which is that's cool. That's cool. Um, let's see. And yeah, Shigaraki's like, yeah, Shigaraki starts fighting.
Yeah, he has a fight with Endeavor.
Yeah, which is pretty pretty cool. It feels almost, it's like it's so weird. I'm so used to the quality of My Hero Academia fights that this fight, all the fighting that happened in this episode felt very fillerish.
There wasn't really much fighting, like actual
Right.
fighting. It was more like just
I
like
would say, yeah, even the
movement
Endeavor
between
versus
dialogue.
Shigaraki. Yeah, right.
Which also is weird because I feel like, I mean, I guess Shigaraki's super powerful, so I'll give it a pass. But I feel like Endeavor should just definitely maybe diffuse the situation a lot faster.
I mean, how can he?
Yeah.
Homeboy's a Nomu. He's just a Nomu in a human
Mm-hmm.
with a billion quirks as opposed to just like one or two.
Yeah, I guess. Ooh.
So yeah, it's kind of
I love that. Well, first off, I love that Deku and Bakugo tried to like go there to help Endeavor, and they can't
right,
do shit. They just get immediately
right,
pulled.
right. You Brian Gantino, who's like, "Hey guys, let's not do that
Mhm.
because he's kind of gonna kill y'all."
It's like anti shonen logic. Like any other shonen, you would have seen Naruto or like Naruto and Sasuke run
Yeah,
into the thing,
Naruto.
and they would
Yeah,
have won the fight in this game. This anime, they're like,
right.
you guys are students, and we have like thousands of heroes here. Get the fuck out of here. Leave."
Yeah, like I mean, I'm sure they mentioned there's a good chance they're like a 50-50 chance they're gonna still encounter Shigaraki in
Oh
some
yeah,
form of fashion.
they'll. I think they'll do something helpful, but I don't think they're gonna like. It's not like Deku's gonna show up in one
Right,
like
it's not gonna
solo
1v1,
one
it's
v
not
one
actually yeah,
Shigaraki.
exactly. So everyone has been taken down or killed,
Yeah, like
but
oh,
well,
he's beaten Endeavor, he's beaten Miracle, he's beaten everybody, but Deku has this one.
right. I'm like, girl, you can just like you're just Spider-Man at this point without the web.
Yeah, Spider Man and Iron Man here.
Right. Can't really do much. Oh, who's Iron Man? Bakugo?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like that's almost insulting to Iron Man.
What?
Hello, hello, it's a girl, it's Iron Man. Like Deku's all he does is blow shit up. I know, yeah, it's kind of what Iron Man does too. But
Uh-huh.
he can. It's like I blow shit up, lasers and lasers and flying and money. Yes,
That's the
that's the
only
main
thing
power
that,
that
that
doesn't.
Tony Stark has that Baku doesn't is money. All right.
Yes, yeah, agreed. Money and that thing that powers his chest.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Well, doesn't matter because where Tony is now, he doesn't need it.
Yes. Until the
Um,
eventual reboot.
right, the reboot or the
Retcon or whatever. Pull
yeah, the red
in the
card,
other Tony Stark from the 50th
brother.
universe. Yeah.
Right, exactly. They could definitely bring back Tony Stark. Um, let's see what else happens. So I think we got it
Oh,
all.
Himiko killed a bunch of people. That was fun.
Himiko. All right,
Toga
yeah,
just
Toga.
like fucking started the episode slicing a bunch of necks.
Yeah. Toga's like, I'm so mad. It looked like at some point she just started like just cutting people. Like it wasn't even like you're not even killing them anymore. She's just like kind of cutting them. She's like, "Ugh." Like she killed the first one for sure.
Mm.
Everyone else, like everyone else is dying, and I'm like they're just getting cut by her.
I like to think she just slit their throats in
Yeah,
some very quick succession.
yeah, whatever makes you feel better.
I'm
I feel
adding
like
her
she's just
character
cutting. I feel like
development.
she's cutting them all just to get their blood, so she can
Oh yeah, that makes sense too.
add
Just
to
like
the
transfer into
fray.
them. Yeah,
Exactly.
she's kind of OP. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that it makes no sense if she was trying to just stab, kill everyone quickly. No tea, no shade to her. She is really good. But oh yeah, she can take their powers now. That's their thing. She can use their powers. So it would make more sense to just cut them all.
Well, they don't need to be alive for her to do that, right? Or do they? Like she could still just kill them and take their powers.
Yeah, she can. She's not doing all that. She's
Mm.
most likely just stabbing them all. I think they would notice if she's like killing if this one hero's killing everyone. But if she's like just kind of cutting them and jumping everywhere,
she,
it might be hard for
she
them to
needs to
pin her down.
frame one of the heroes for murder.
Right, that
That's the
right.
real way to take down Endeavor. Frame him for murder.
I mean, listen, if they couldn't get him for beating up his kids, I don't know if murder is. I don't know. Would they put him on trial for murder?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I feel like this is.
The heroes are corrupt. Stain was right.
Yeah, right. This is actually just the boys,
Mm.
but the boys, but with equally shitty villains or worse villains, I should say. Yeah, no, it was a good episode though.
Yep.
So looking forward to the next one where undoubtedly a lot of people are about to die to Shigaraki.
Rip. Rip to the future heroes out there.
Amen. Um, moving on, we are covering what's next. Iruma-kun, right? Like I said before, Iruma-kun season 3. Episode 5. Um, I think the majority of this episode was just covering Alistair and Jazzy's training,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was pretty. It was a pretty entertaining episode,
Yeah.
more or less. Um, it was. I like that their motivation is slightly different from everyone else's. Basically, their motivation, especially when they were working at the club. Which, by the way, that is terrible. I knew that was coming. The way they were just eating and drinking, like, fun. They were definitely. I was like, they're gonna make them pay. He's gonna make them pay the bill.
Yeah, never
I'm like,
trust
that's
anyone who just brings you to a club and it's like, everything's on me, don't worry about it.
yeah, agreed. Um, excuse me. So yeah, basically the two get trapped by just running a tab all night, and his teacher does not. Actually, that's not what happened. What happened was his teacher sold
Yeah, they
them.
were just sold.
Just sold them off.
Just trafficked. Human trafficking.
They literally, well, demon traffic,
Yeah,
I guess.
demon trafficking the episode.
And they had to work at a bar, and I guess they had to just learn the way of the world of adults, quote unquote.
Mm.
Which I thought was very interesting because, considering how he looks and how he's able to like string them up with rope and like fly them somewhere, you would think it's something like more physical
Mm.
or more wild. But nope, it was just to a demon club, nightclub. But yeah, back to their motivations. Their motivations were simply just to get back at this guy. Like they're so like they're like, you're just your demeanor, like the way he would troll them just bothered them. And I can see why, especially that one time they were playing the flip coin game where he's like, "Where is it?" And Jazzy stole it from him.
Mm-hmm.
But Jazzy, in the mere moments of dialogue they had where they were celebrating, he stole it back. That was hilarious.
So my favorite thing about this episode was the teacher, because the whole thing that he has where he has like the bipolar personality. No, it's not really bipolar, but like the whole like his demeanor is always like friendly and like soft spoken,
Mhm.
but then he'll just switch it literally and be like super intimidating. Be like, he's like, "I'm so proud of you guys, but you fucked up. You weren't paying attention when you
Look
thought
at
you
that.
won."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "Baka."
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh."
Damn, like that's actually legitimately creepy.
Uh, yeah. Also, he's hot as shit.
Yeah.
Random side note.
When you clean his toilet?
No. No.
That is gonna be my new barometer for how hot you think somebody. They hot enough that you clean their toilet.
Is this before or after the 10 years? I don't know. He's a big man. Like if his shits scale to his size, I don't think after 10 years. We always assume we're having this conversation after a 10-year gap of me being deprived of everything.
No, well, yeah, if you want to, yeah, fine. 10 years.
It has to be
Since your standards are so stringent with this.
If you don't add the 10 years, the answers will always be no.
I know you have a really weird, stringent rule against.
You're the one who added this rule.
Toilets.
You added the extra rule, not me.
No, I'm just saying, like
the
the whole cleaning toilets. I would say that's a very small, whatchamacallit, like
price to
level.
pay.
Yeah, like really small price to pay. Like with somebody really high. Like, oh, you gotta clean my toilet. Okay.
Listen, I'm
not. It's not like you're cleaning it with your hands. You're gonna have a scrub or whatever, toilet brush.
It's like so this is gonna be a weird statement that I'm gonna make, and
Mhm.
it's like I feel like most people aren't gonna understand where I'm coming from, but as someone who's as I claim, to take it back in a positive way, I refer to myself as like as a hoe. So it's like, weirdly enough, when you're like a hoe, you're not at some point you're not really like super desperate for sex. I know that sounds really weird. It sounds almost contradictory because that's what you would think. But it's like, okay, if you're a seasoned hoe, because once again, you at that moment you've lived a life being in a hoe. So at some point, you're just like you had enough experience. You just start to get a little choosy, and that's just what happened to me. I just got a little more choosy. That's why I'm like, it to me, it's just not that serious. It's not that serious. There's no way I'd want to clean someone's poop just to have. I'm at that point where I'm just like, I could have sex with someone else. Like I don't need you to be looking like Michael B. Jordan to have sex with you.
And my logic here is that that's not necessarily how it works. There's no like, so to revisit this debate, like for example, if you're a millionaire, millionaires have all the money they need in the world, but they
Right.
still will do dumb shit for money. You know what I mean? It's like it's an intrinsic
Right.
human desire to
Right,
want
right, right,
to
right.
like the sex thing. It doesn't matter how much sex you have with how many people you have. You're still gonna desire. So it's not like a thing where you're like, no, I've had enough sex, and now I will. I mean, I guess some people maybe have that personality, like, but normal people will just still, no matter how much sex you've had with how many beautiful people, you'll still, if somebody really attractive is trying to hit on you, you'd still lower your standards to some degree, depending on their attractiveness or like various circumstances. Let me say, like, if you haven't had sex in a week or a month or a year or
Or
something.
10 year or
Yeah,
10 years.
10 years. It's not like a constant like state where you're just like, no, I've set my bar and nothing will shake this bar, no matter what, how hot the person is or how desperate my are or whatever.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
guess the only difference is I
like
like
you. I'm not saying
I
you
mean,
can't be picky. People are still picky, but you're still subject to your base desires and circumstances.
and that's my gag is I'm not. I think that's the thing. I'm not a picky person, so that's why a thing like this is to me it doesn't affect. It's like if you ask me, would you rather have sex with this gorgeous person? You have to clean their shit. I'd be like, or I can have sex with this not as gorgeous person and not clean anyone's shit.
But I'm not
Like
presenting you
that's
that
the
choice. I'm presenting you the one person, but you gotta clean their shit. Because yes, if you're giving me a choice of like a 10 out of 10 and a 9 out of 10, and the 10 out of 10 I have to clean their shit, but the 9 out of 10 I don't, yeah, I'm gonna sleep with a 9 out of 10.
girl. I'll sleep with a 6 out of 10.
Over a
I'll sleep
10 out
with
of 10? Well,
yes.
I don't know how what's the curve on your rating? Because for me, a 6 is pretty average.
Yeah, yeah. I would have
So
sex
you
with
would the average person
with
over
a
like a
slightly
10. A 10 is like super like it'd be like a top 100 most beautiful person in the world type of situation. Like a 10 would be a fucking for me would be like I don't know, insert one of the K-pop girls from that video we were watching last night.
um. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I, s- I I'm still I'm
And then a
still
6 would be like random girl at the That's a pretty big difference.
um. Yeah, I would still because I don't want to. I just really don't want to clean shit at the end of the day.
Man, you
Like
know, I
I'll do one
hope
thing. I will
circumstances
do one
never
thing.
happen where you have
I
to be
will
a
do.
custodian.
I
You
will
would
do.
literally just kill yourself, I guess, if you had
No,
to ever
see, that's the
clean a
difference.
toilet.
See, that's the difference. And 'cause I was just about to say that I'm willing to do more things for money than for sex. When
All right,
I have
so
more,
so
I have more
if they offered
I
you
have more,
$10, if they
I
offered
have
you
more
$10
I
and they
have
would have
more
sex with you,
accessibility. I have more accessibility to one than the other.
if they offered you $10, at first off, I failed to. I don't think you're sleeping with 10s out of 10s. At least
I'm
not on
not
my
saying that
standards.
10 out of 10s. I mean, I am sleeping with some
The
people.
quality is very different.
I am sleeping with some pretty good looking
They're
people.
not 10s out of
I have
10s. They are not, at least not by my standard. They're not.
oh yeah, well your 10 and 10 is like nearly like it's like oh a supermodel or
Yes, that is like everyone's 10 out of 10. If a supermodel's not your 10 out of 10, then what is a supermodel? And you're like a 12 out of 10? Is your skill goal
no,
above
no, no,
10?
no. It can be a 10 out of 10. Like when you say supermodel, I'm like supermodel slash anyone famous and hot. Like I don't know, like an Idris Alba or a Michael B. Jordan. Like that like when you say supermodel, that's why I sub in for like my 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I understand what you mean. Um yeah, no, I never sold to the 10 out of 10. But my only thing is I've been with some eight I fuck it's my birthday. I've been with some eights and nines and it's like the novelty is great because who doesn't love being with, you know, beautiful men, right? I'm not saying I don't I'm like, "Oh, these were bad experiences." No, it was great. It's like, you know, some people explain like, "Oh my god, the guy I would love to be with has da 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 and da 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 and da da da." Like I've talked to other gay men who said like, "This is my ideal guy of who I'd love to get with," or like, this person's so hot." And in my mind, I'm like, I've already had sex with someone who looks like that, but
Okay, now you're just bragging.
I mean, you kind of took me to this point because you were
But
like,
that, I mean, but
you're
this
you're trying
brings
to
the whole
imply,
thing.
nah,
This
you're trying to
brings the
imply,
whole thing
you're,
full circle.
you're trying
This,
to imply, you're trying to imply that I'm like, oh, I'm I only
yeah,
do
but
six
you're
and
taking the
seven,
now you're just taking the argument full circle,
which is what.
which is that you are still making it like, all right. To reiterate, I still think you're subject to the fact that you would want to have sex with a hot guy. Like I
Yes,
said, there's
why
no there's
not?
no matter
Of
how
course,
much sex you have, you're
the
still
des-
not immune from
of
the.
course, the desire is there. I'm just saying, under normal human, like not 10 years of whatever shit you were talking about. I'm just not, girl. I'm not cleaning your toilet. I'm not cleaning your toilet, and I'm saying that's because I've already have had experiences where I've hooked up with people who look attractive. I
Okay,
don't,
but
and you
that
know what? I didn't
you
have to
having
do.
those
I
experiences
didn't have
doesn't
to.
diminish from
Like,
future. Again, if somebody hits the lottery and is a millionaire, they're still. So if somebody comes up and is like, "I'll offer you $1 million," they're not gonna be like, "I've won $1 million before, therefore I will not." No, they're still gonna do whatever to make the million
okay,
dollars.
okay,
Like,
but I'm saying, but they'll be less desperate. I'm saying
it's not
a
about
man,
being
a
desperate.
man
It's
with
about
okay,
natural
I will
human
say,
inclination towards
no,
base
no,
desires.
let me finish. I can we both agree that a man who has $1 million
Mhm.
is less likely to cut off a finger to earn another $1 million than
Mhm.
someone who does not have $1 million.
That I
Do
agree
you agree to
with.
that?
Yes.
Okay, so in that same vein, as someone who has had who has had an experience of being with men who are what people would consider to be attractive, I'm saying that
I'm just
threshold
gassed that
of what
you're
I'm
like
willing to do,
you're
that threshold
comparing
of what I'm
cleaning
willing
a
to do,
toilet to
of
cutting off a
what
finger.
of I mean, I don't I'm trying to say something like extreme. Like basically I wouldn't do something extreme. I'm just like to do something extreme for X, Y, and Z if I already have X, Y, and Z. I'm less likely. I'm not saying it's impossible. That millionaire can just be like, "Well, I'm a millionaire. I can just I have enough money to sew it back on with this extra million." Or it's some people who are like, "I don't want to cut my finger off. I'm fine with my million." Just the way I can be like, someone who hasn't been.
But using that example, even though a millionaire is more likely, or the guy without $1 million is more likely to cut off their finger for the $1 million than a millionaire. By that same logic, even the millionaire at a certain point would be willing to cut off his finger for $1 billion, and the billionaire would be willing to cut off his finger for $1 trillion. Like it's an exponential. You're just moving up to the next. It's like an infinite curve. At a certain point, there is a point where you would do the thing.
You're right, I agree with that.
Which is my argument.
I'm saying because of who I am personally, the specific one about killing someone shit, we're gonna have to do a lot. If Idris
Yeah, if Idris Elba came up to you and was like, I'll fuck you, but you need to clean my toilet, I 100% guarantee you're cleaning his toilet, Drew. Do not try to bounce around and be like, no, I would never.
Would I clean his...
Yes, you would. Don't even pretend you wouldn't.
He would have to pay me money. He would have to pay me
okay,
money.
bullshit. All right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Drew. Okay.
It would have to be. Okay, either one or two things would have to happen. Okay. It would be like you would have to become like you would have to like do everything. Yeah, we have to negotiate. We would have to negotiate.
Yeah. You're negotiating with Idris Elba if he comes up to ask you that sex. Yeah, okay.
I'm not just cleaning.
Okay.
I am not.
Just like, yes, Drew, if a supermodel came up to me, it was like, let's have sex, I would also negotiate with her. Be like, well, only if we have sex on my terms, you 12 out of 10 supermodel who is completely out of my league. Yes.
I just don't want to clean. I just don't want to clean. Like, you underestimate my...
No, you overestimate your abilities. That's what's going on.
You underestimate my.
You sound like those people who are like, you know how I said when I was at chat and I was like the bear fight thing and like I'll kill a bear with a pistol. Right? That's how you sound to me right now. You're like, I don't care if the most beautiful, richest, popular person in the world came to me. I would be able to control the situation and be able to contain myself and negotiate the terms under which they engaged in sex with me. It would be Idris Elba's. Idris Elba would have to pay me to have sex with him. Actually.
No, he had to pay me to clean this shit. For free. It was like, I would like, considering Idris Elba, I'd be like, yo.
I guarantee, like, if Idris Elba walked up to half the straight people in the world, was like, I want to have sex with you, they'd probably do it just because it's Idris Elba, and they'd be like, oh fuck, well, when am I gonna have a chance to fuck a celebrity? Might as well.
I'll admit, I don't know how it would go because that seems so upset. That almost seems as likely as power.
Exactly.
Just as possible, which is why I don't even bother focusing on like non-possible thing. Like, I don't know, like the exercises are best grounded in some semblance of truth or realism. This is like, I guess that's why I was like, I'm fine with you saying like a 10 out of 10.
I'm just curious what's gonna happen when you get married. Are you just not gonna clean your husband's toilet or whatever?
No, that I like I said at the beginning, I said I have to be married to them or they have to be my boyfriend, something like that. Then of course, and that's just being domestic with your partner. But like some random dude and his
you have really weird standards. Toilet cleaning is toilet cleaning. I don't care.
Like, I don't know. It's just as like, once again, as a gay man, shit shit happens. And I feel like maybe I've just gotten to a point in my life I'm just like I'm not really trying to deal with it like. But
like that's just funny because like I hate shit more than you do. Like I hate shit so much. The one thing stopping me from getting a dog is literally that I would never want to even go near its shit. If dogs didn't shit, I would have like 10 dogs. But alas, they do. So therefore, I don't ever want a dog. Like I can't stand shit, but I would still clean the toilet. But supermodel should win that time.
No, because okay, so when I say like we kind like a conversation of how the is going to happen has to go down only because with gay men there's a little more, it's a little complex for specific gay men reasons, top bottom douching, all that stuff. It's not as simple as straight man and woman, like, oh, you sex me, you put, you insert in here and we have sex. It's not that. That's why I mean we have to have that conversation. Because if he's all like, yeah, take this like 9 to 10 inch Mandingo dick, then I'm not.
We are so
No.
far off the topic, by the way, of the Iruma-kun that is.
Right. We went completely off. This is super your fault. We went super off the super off topic. But yeah, just to make my point, because once again, it does that involve me being with a man. It's like if he's trying to put me in a situation that where I'm going to be in such pain, no, it's not worth it. Then I just wouldn't, because it's like why? So now, so great. I cleaned your poop, and now I'm constipated for like the next 3 days. Thanks. This is great. This is a great experience. I loved it. Like no, then I would. It's not worth it. Then I wouldn't.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And that's what happened
Fair.
in Iruma-kun this week. So
Yeah, right.
he got
No,
dicked and he couldn't
yeah.
use the toilet for 2 weeks. There you go. That's Clara's big Fuda dick got him.
Yep, basically. All right. Wow, what a what a tangent. I love that for us. Up next, we have Eminence and Shadow, episode 5. Okay,
I did like this episode more than the other episodes of this. Like
agree.
this is my favorite episode so far of the series.
Mm, yeah, because they were like, all right, we're gonna just lean into being like an action isekai.
Yeah, it wasn't a comedy. No, definitely was not that. But
No,
as an action isekai, it was all right.
right. They lean into one direction, they went that one direction, and I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is another anime that also, for a very split second, and once again, this is nitpick land. They had this one. I feel like it might have been a budget thing. I'm convinced it's a budget thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that one scene where I think wait, I timestamped. I even timestamped it. Where is it in my notes? At 9 minutes and 10 seconds. I think this is when Xanos kind of powers up with his little dark aura. Like, "Ooh, I have my little dark red aura."
Mm-hmm.
The animation kind of gets very choppy. It powers up. Like it's not as fluid for like a couple of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't think most people can see it. It's like the patterns of like the wind show up, but like it's almost like they almost have like some slight, like the wind almost has like some slight buffering. It seems kind of choppy, but like his hair and his clothes are just flowing seamlessly. But like it's like this wind pattern is gets like all choppy and stuff. It's really weird and it's not consistent. I hope that was just like a one off thing. I'm gonna assume that was, and I hope I don't see it again.
Mm-hmm.
But that just made me like pause. I wonder which one did I see that first or no? I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw Eminence in Shadow first before I saw Chainsaw Man. So yeah, that was very interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I love how when Xenos transformed, eat all the pills. Like you saw like only two of the pills go in his mouth, and the rest like one hit his face, two hit the bottom of his mouth and went to the floor.
Yeah.
And
Not
like,
all of them are required, I guess.
oh, right, okay, what was the point of that? You could have just like taken like one or two and just okay, cool. I guess I guess you don't have to worry about saving those pills, huh? Yeah, I guess you could just make them. um, and yeah, and then they had like their whole fight, which cute animation. Um, and then eventually, uh, what's his face? Oh my god, I forgot his name. I'm trying not to call him MC.
I just called him
He's
MC.
Iruma-kun. No, that's
No,
from
his
anime.
name is Sid.
Sid?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sid.
Yeah, it's got to be your favorite Final Fantasy X character. So.
I mean, he's up there. Top 10 easily.
Top 10 Final Fantasy X characters.
Top 10 Final Fantasy X characters. Yeah, you get. He does this whole thing. He's like, he's like, the only thing I want to start with an atomic bomb, so I became atomic.
Yes, that was really the best moment of this whole. The best moment of this whole anime so far.
Right. I'm not gonna lie though, considering he's a Chunbyo, it's like this would be a cool moment if he wasn't such a weeb. So it's like,
this would be a cool moment if they actually built up to it in a comedy sense, and this fight was more comedic instead of like being played as serious. Because now it just came across as him being serious, and it was just like, yeah.
Right, exactly. So it was a very eye roll moment.
Yeah.
Also, it was extra eye roll for two reasons. One, he like made a whole crater for no reason. I'm like,
I feel like he killed a lot of people.
Yeah,
like, he killed so many people.
He definitely killed some people. And then number two, how did Alexia survive that?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that was ridiculous. And also, why the fuck is Alexia taking up a sword and like
that was so random.
Sword movements like, yes, I get it, girl. You love your sword play, and your sister loves your sword play, and
we all love your sword play.
We get it, girl. But bitch, seriously, like
now's not the time.
Find help.
Yeah.
Right, find help.
Get help. Save yourself.
Luckily, Iris finds her stupid sister and finds her practicing sword movements for some reason. And it's like, oh my god, yay, you're like alive. You know, the thing that you should be most concerned about. Ugh, that was wild.
Well, like we mentioned when we were doing our live watch with two of our patrons, Savior and Orion. So yeah, and I can definitely tell from watching it, it's supposed to be more comedic, and there's supposed to be more like internal dialogue and stuff to like give context to the whole situation. But the anime doesn't have any of that, and it's just it doesn't come across as a parody. It just comes across as the thing. It just feels like a generic dark fantasy isekai, you know, because it doesn't have any of the comedic elements to it. There's like comedic moments here and there, but there's not enough.
Yeah, no, it's just not enough to
deem it a parody.
Yeah, it's definitely it's action. The action. I feel like it almost has like I don't what do I call it, Naruto syndrome. It's like Naruto just has those moments of humor sprinkled in. It feels more like a Naruto where it's just like we have humor sprinkled in, but I won't call Naruto a comedy by any means.
Yeah, there was a funny moment at the last scene with what's her name? Was it Alexa? Where she she like confesses them.
Yes.
And that's what gets me angry about the show, because it has some like really actual hilarious moments like that. And they don't do it enough, where she confesses them and he's like, no. He like turns her down and he just like murders.
Right.
Oh.
Like, I wish it would just lean into one. Like, just lean into one.
Mhm.
Lean into one
Preferably the
recovery
comedy, because it does the comedy
from
a
her
lot
right.
better than the generic action. But
Agreed.
is like, so is Alexa not just is she not in the story anymore? Because the new girl shows up at the end, and it kind of looked like it was just like a farewell to Alexa, like her arc is over.
I hope
Which I hope not, because I really liked her. And she was really funny.
I mean, she had her funny moments. And will I be sad if she's gone?
Mm,
Eh.
I'll miss her.
Yeah, but
Unless
that's
they replace her with a bunch of the harem, the Shadow Garden.
Shadow Garden. Yeah. But that's it for Eminence Shadow. Let's move on to Uzaki Wasabi
Mm-hmm.
into episode 6. Yes, episode 6.
Yes.
Progress, progress, progress.
Yes.
Um,
I forgot what happened in the first half of this episode, though.
that's okay.
Oh, was it
They
the gym?
Yes, it was the
Mm.
gym where for a whole sequence, they're just like, "Oh, there's this girl who likes this guy, and she seems to really like him, and he may not like her back, and blah blah blah. What do you think about Sakurai?" And it's just like,
Yeah,
the
it's like
fact
his
that
dad trying to
he's
get
like,
dating advice from the
right,
girl
talking, right,
his daughter's dating,
or trying to date.
trying to date.
Right, that was really funny. His obliviousness was really hilarious, and I loved how some of the point the arrows are like being more obnoxious.
Yeah, there's the sea kept going,
Arrows,
the arrows got
yeah, that
worse.
the arrow at the last frame, like the arrows were like slapping him.
Hmm.
Oh, that was very funny. Like that very you know that scene where everyone's getting frustrated because it's like it's clearly about you, clearly about you.
Hmm. But I like
Yeah.
Uzaki's dad as a character. He's actually very, very funny.
Yeah. Oh, he is incredibly funny, incredibly hot. So,
Uzaki's mom did well. I can't.
oh, I was. I'm not. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. You know, I'm just. I'm just surprised. Used to the very beautiful anime mom having a very whatever looking dad
Yeah,
or whatever looking husband, I should say. This is like one of the very few animes where I'm just like, oh my god,
like
no.
the couple is like extremely beautiful. Like they're perfect for
Right.
each other.
Like, to the point where I did not see it coming.
Mm. Also, low key,
Oh,
the show has moved from Uzaki fan service to Uzaki's mom fan service, like a lot,
right.
because we had like a bathing scene of her.
Right, yeah. And maybe even, Uzaki's sister.
Yeah, a little bit of Uzaki's sister too. Poor Uzaki's getting sidelined in terms of fan service in her own show.
Yeah, her sister's, like, really cute.
Hmm.
I like I like the little shaggy hair. Look, it's really adorable.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I like that a lot. Um, and then just watching Uzaki's mom once again just out about something to the point where the owner and Ami
Hmm.
clearly see it, and he's just like, no, just let her suffer. There's no helping her. They gotta just give up
Yeah.
quietly. Yeah, but um, after Sakurai plays with the cats with Uzaki, and he goes home. That scene with his mom is oh my god. Like, 'cause I think we talked about it briefly, like, after the scene.
Hmm.
I was just like, why would you think that he would walk back, say, hey, what's up, Uzaki's mom? I just finished fucking your daughter. Bye." Like, "See you next time."
Yeah.
I don't like, why would she think that in her head? Like, that's so like, I really sat and thought about it. I'm just like, she is so silly.
she, I don't know. She has an overactive imagination, I guess.
I
I also love the little. It was like a small little joke, but the fact that it was her birthday and then her husband was just all over her, and clearly like, they were fucking each other, and then the
Oh
kids
my
were like,
god, yes.
"Oh, parents, what are you guys doing?"
Right? That was
The
cute. I like
awkward
that.
breakfast.
I was like, "Ooh." He was
mm.
just like "What's going on?" I was like, "Ooh, oh, okay."
mm.
They were talking about making I think this was before when they made the joke about having a fourth baby.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, maybe they are trying for number
maybe.
4. Maybe." Um, but the scenes what I really like what tied this together were the scenes between, Sakurai and, Uzaki.
hmm
They're both it's like it's progression. They're just like, "Oh my gosh, can I see you more than just a friend?" They're starting to have those thoughts. So we're getting some progression from them,
hmm
especially at that last scene where it looked like Uzaki kind of just got caught up in the emotions,
hmm
and she was like, "Ooh," like you could tell like she was about to get carried away and like actually confess. But then she caught herself and she's like, "Oh wait, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." Decided not to. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just stay.
that
Can
was
you repeat a grade, senpai?
yeah. Yeah, when she realized that they weren't going to be, oh, she's gonna oh, right, he's gonna graduate. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
yeah,
So yeah, you better get that dick while it's still hot.
you got time. It's like over a year. You're good.
That's what they all say.
Mm.
And a year passes. Yeah, well, I'm rooting for them as always. Gambate,
hmm
you two. Gambate Mouse. What is our last anime? Is Utawarerumono.
hmm
Wait, what's the rest of it? I like saying the full name. I like saying the full name. Where the fuck are the leftovers? Where are the leftovers? Oh damn! Not the site. Oh okay. There's only 2 anime. That's why I missed it. Utawarerumono Futari no Hakuoro. Episode. Episode 20. Um. So Kamuy, their guy meets them. Have you met Kamuy before, or do I just not remember her?
Yeah, we met her. She's part of the
Okay.
original like OG cast.
Okay. Um, I like this scene. I like this episode. How it started off very like this is gonna be clearly a not too heavy episode. Things are gonna get cute. Um, excuse me. Let's see. What else was I gonna say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, she gets spanked at the beginning.
hmm
That was yeah, little stuff like that. Somehow Haku finally finds out that Kwan is the princess.
It took him long enough.
Right. I love how when she's like, "Oh yes, I have to go home. See you guys," and he's like, "Oh well, see you guys forever." They were the way they were ready to walk away. They were like, "Oh
The
yep, goodbye."
twins are like, "We'll never forget you."
Right. I was like, "Not them trying to get rid of her. That's wild." But yeah, he eventually finds out that she's a princess. Um, she does so in a very dramatic way, a very cute way. She's like, "No, you must serve me."
mm Like
Um,
she reveals herself, and then he's like immediately like, You attacked me. You broke my rib."
"You broke my rib." Right? He's like, "You broke my rib," and then she puts on her cape. She's like, "I don't know who you're talking about. Who? I don't know who Kwan is." And he's like, what?" Also, did they drug Kwan's dad?
Yes.
That is wild. Also, I saw them twins. I was like, uh oh,
Yeah,
this
those are
makes me
those are the
uncomfortable.
twins.
I was like, uh oh, it makes me uncomfortable.
So you know where he where he ended up after he got drugged.
Yikes.
Mm,
uh, of course, Haku is okay with it because he literally helped, like, did this lied about it. His
mm,
lie was slightly worse than hers.
yeah, just a bit.
So yeah, they're fine with it. And then next day, she's like, "Oh, I can help you find where the forbidden one is. The forbidden one, where the master key is." Sorry, I'm just like
I
I'm
keep thinking of
calling it.
the Kingdom Key, the Kingdom Hearts.
I just think of something like oh, the gate, the key,
Mm,
the door,
the
the
thing,
final lock.
the
Right?
last lightsaber, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, they're looking for the master key, and they go down. They go under the castle, and while they don't find the master key, they find Gundams.
Yeah, for literal Gundams.
Literal Gundams.
I love seeing Kuan. Like I this is what I missed, the Kuan Haku
Right.
interactions because they have such a genuinely cute relationship.
Mhm. Actually, before it,
Mm.
pause, before we even get there, for a minute, as they were going downstairs, I can't forget the juiciest part of this episode. They were going downstairs, and at some point, like, she falls, she trips, and then he helps her up, and she's like, I can't see, can you hold my hand? And then they start talking, and she's just like, she kinda makes her move, and she was really cute about it. I was like, "Oh," to a point where they're like, you can tell about the kiss, and it was like actually kind of romantic. Like, the setting was everything, but unfortunately, she ends up getting cock blocked by the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 5 times fast.
Cock
Yeah,
blocked by the plot. Cock blocked. No, I can't.
right. Also, contender for episode title.
Yes. Although I'm not
We're
sure
putting a lot of
YouTube.
asterisks. Lots
YouTube.
of asterisks. Don't worry. We're gonna just put a bunch of asterisks everywhere, and we should be fine. It's okay. Put a bunch of asterisks. but um, but yeah, they discover the mechs, and then Kwon becomes uncharacteristically stupid and decides to mess with like the controls. These very scary ancient things that look very terrifying. Like, if I saw a Gundam present, past, or future, I would not be like, yes, let's press the buttons and mess with them.
Why not? It's fun.
Also, I love how the whole thought process of him showing off the robots like implies that it was him who programmed them.
Yeah. He's like, what could it possibly be? Password.
And he's like, "Oh my god, it's that simple." She's like, "Wow, how did that work? What did you use? What great words did you use?"
Mm,
That's so funny because she clearly has no idea of the
yeah.
concept of a password. So that was very funny. That was the best scene. Them going underground honestly was like the best scene. Like, this is typical good Utawarerumono
Yes. I kind of want to see more of this
fighting.
too. This setup, the whole like him being from like quote unquote modern society with
Right.
robots and passwords, and her being from this like mystical land society, and just seeing how they interact with each other.
Especially when they stumble on, like, relics of the past.
Mm-hmm.
The advanced technology, him knowing it, she doesn't. And just how much, he's willing to teach her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely want another episode of that. And maybe we'll see when they go to that other place whose name that I did not even bother write down. I don't know why they made like Kota Kumanchkaya Kula. Like, I was like, bro, this is a long word. I know this means probably something very meaningful, but holy crap. Not even Golden Kamuy has names this difficult. And there's a lot of names in Golden Kamuy.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot. But unless you have anything to add, Ani.
Nope. I'm all good on my part.
No?
So try to take
All
us away.
right. Yes, please do.
Guys, if you enjoyed this extra long episode of the Wife Wars podcast,
Extra.
thank you for staying for the whole thing.
Thank you. 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars for you. And if you like, you can follow us over on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party on our Discord, all linked in the description down below. You can also become a patron or a channel member and join us for our weekly live watches, like all the other patrons and members do every week at 7 p.m. Eastern, every Sunday, I should say. We are watching Chainsaw Man and Spy Family. So if that sounds interesting to you, you know what to do. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm applying people to wish me a happy birthday because everyone's been doing it all day. Thank you so much. I'm finally 30, and it only makes sense that I would start my 30s off on the right foot with heartburn.
Welcome to old age. Until next time, this has been Soberoni and
Doobie-doo.
we'll catch you later. Later.
Bye.